Hello. Unlike Jim, I'm not so much into the improvisation, so I have notes. Last month was the first time I'd been to fastBREAK, and I thought, this is amazing, and I'm definitely coming next month. But trick or treat, what are those people going to talk about? Scary. And here I am, and that's okay. And the more I thought about it, I thought, well, yeah, actually, trick or treat, that applies quite nicely to the work that I do, because you don't always know what you're going to get. Sometimes trickery, sometimes some wonderful treats. But I considered the theme of trick or treat as a presentation of opposites, so trick or treat, bad or good. And well, on a personal note, I live with mental illness, and I'm always reading and writing and researching and trying to understand myself and this and what's going on in here. And in the past year or so, this line has just kept popping up in my head: her beauty and her terror, which some of you might recognise from Dorothea McKellar's poem, My Country. And it just keeps popping in my head, and I sometimes deliberately recite it, not only in trying to understand myself, but in everyone and everything around me. I have beauty in me, I have terror in me, I'm crazy, I'm calm, I'm outrageous, and I'm shy, and, you know, that's okay. And in the same vein, young people with disability express themselves in ways that are crazy, calm, outrageous, shy, beautiful, and terrifying. And you know what, that's just everybody, that's just being human. You know, we all have our own support needs and feelings and dreams and nightmares. And just as they say in the ethos of yoga and meditation, it's when we try to work in opposition to ourselves that things go wrong. And I always thought, to run these workshops with young people with disability, you know, I had to be the adult, and I had to come in from the outside and rein in all these wild energies of these young people, most of whom are on the autism spectrum. Because, you know, we've got to make performance work. We have to get on stage and perform. We have to make film, you know, and skills development is important, and learning is fun. And you know, this kind of working environment can be chaotic from the outset. For one person with autism, a simple tapping noise can sound like jackhammers. And for another person with autism, silence is horrific. And so this is where you see the repetitive behaviours coming in, because people are either trying to make noise or escape noise. And it's the same for visual stimulation and smells and textures and all those things. So, you know, consider a room full of, you know, 10 to 12 people with this variety of different support needs. And yeah, it's trick or treat, trick or treat. But, you know, I wasn't aware of all of these things about a year ago, which is when I first kind of snapped. I'd just been going with the flow for a couple of years, running this workshop and, you know, just working with however people presented on the day, and going along that way, and we made some beautiful work, but the processes were chaotic. And one day I arrived to class already in an anxious state, and everyone else was also, it seemed. So I'd set an exercise and, you know, just forget it. Everyone was running around and running in and out of the room, throwing things, screaming. One boy was under a table with my shoes and socks, just smelling my socks. That's fine. And I just stood back and freaked out. I said, what is going on? I'm completely out of control. And I got up on a chair and I just started yelling, that's enough, everybody be quiet. You're either here or you're out, just choose. And some people left because they were given the choice, and that's fine. Whoever was left in the room, you know, looked up at me and, you know, then they were freaking out. Who is this crazy lady yelling at me? So from then on, you know, I punished myself for a few weeks and I cried. But then I just, again, reading, researching, working out the support structures for people with autism and filtering those into the workshops. So, you know, what we do isn't respite or therapy, you know, it's an artistic setting, but discovering what those tools are has really helped us to facilitate that work and facilitate that expression. So we use visual aids and timelines, predictability, regularity, and we know where we are, what we're doing, when, and why. Stop, breathe, listen, respond. That's what I've learnt. And now I wouldn't be without the chaos. I love the chaos, bring the chaos, because I love the treats, but I also love the tricks. Thank you.